everybody. Welcome to another episode of Sports Bitches. My name is Rachel Bonetta, joined by one of my best buds today, Sarah Tiana. Who knows? Maybe we will get another surprise pop in from our third sports bitch. Meg is out today, so it's just the two of us.
Mhm.
Okay, so first thing on the docket. This has been taking over my life for the past 24 hours, and I have been sobbing. The moon flyby. Have you been watching it? Have you been experiencing it?
I mean, there is nothing more Rachel Bonetta than crying about the moon. Like someone that lives, with energy and spirit and, what are those things called? Horoscopes or something?
I don't do horoscopes, okay?
Oh,
I
okay.
don't
You
I don't do
seem
that
like you
kind of
would.
stuff.
No offense.
I know no, and you know what? None taken. And I I used to tell a joke that was one time this legitimately happened. I was like looking online at my horoscopes because I was trying to learn about them. And you know how there's like, you might be a Libra, but you've got your sun rising and your moon rising. And so I was like looking at my full combination. So I'm like a Scorpio moon, Libra sun, whatever. And on this website, it was like a chuggy website. And it was like, here's a list of celebs that share your same makeup.
Mhm.
And the number one person listed was Vladimir Putin. And I said, not for me. This isn't for me. This isn't.
I don't need to know anymore. I don't need to
Oh,
know
he's
anymore.
powerful.
Why
No,
don't
it
you give
was.
people a, play-by-play catch up on the moon?
Okay. So this is the furthest that man has ever been away from the earth. Because you might think like I think, well, we actually did land on the moon at one point. We went all the way around the moon this time. So this is the first time that astronauts have been able to. There have been pictures taken of the dark side of the moon. That's the moon that faces away from the earth. Because it actually never faces the earth, which is interesting. So there's the dark side of the moon. Humans have like never been around that side. They have taken photos of it from the side, but they've never been all the way around. So they were able to see the dark side of the moon. And there's just like so many interesting stories about the astronauts. Like one of the guys lost his wife a little while ago from cancer, and he also lost his mom a couple months before that. And there were some new craters on the moon, and the astronauts got to name the craters, and he named one of the craters Carol. Ah! And so I was just bawling my eyes out over this, watching it. It was like so beautiful. All the astronauts are like hugging each other.
Would it
Um,
be loved enough to have a crater named after you?
I
Like,
know.
I don't think that if something happened to me, Chris would ever be like, "I'm naming this Sarah."
Would you want
Like,
to?
it wouldn't even occur to him.
I mean, what is
Like, he'd
stopping
probably
the
name it
average
Tom
man?
Brady.
Yeah. What is stopping the average man from being like, oh, that crater over there? Yeah, I'm going to name that Sarah. I'm going to
Well,
name that.
you remember how, like, people are always like, "I had a star named after you," and it's like, "Did you?" Like, is anybody keeping track of
Can you
what
actually do
stars?
that?
Yeah, you can name it. Yes, you don't remember, like, A Walk to Remember, that movie
Oh, yeah, that
with
was sad
Mandy
as
Moore, I
hell.
think, where she dies, and
Yeah.
she
Spoiler.
loves
Spoiler
the
alert.
stars. And he, I think, has one named after her, and then everyone started doing that as, like, the
Yeah.
most romantic thing to ever do to a woman, and I'm like, "Is there someone checking? Is there someone going by the star being like, 'I think this one is still named Tara?'" And you're like,
Could you
"Is
actually
it?"
just unload the dishwasher, you piece of shit? How about doing something that's actually romantic and helpful?
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank
but
you.
did you know that this is like the part one of like this moon exploratory phase that we are doing now? Like they want to put things on the moon. They want to like land on the moon and build on the moon.
Mhm.
Isn't
But
that
what's gonna
so crazy?
happen with Yeah, I mean, I feel like they've been saying that for a long time, and, like, I just never expect anything to actually
That's
be
true.
done. Like, it's like, I
Mhm.
don't know. I've lived in Los Angeles since 2001, and I think I voted and paid for a bullet train to go to San Francisco from LA or LA to Vegas
Oh, no.
every goddamn year, and I don't think they've ever put a shovel in the ground. So, when people go, "We're gonna build something on the moon," I go, "Yeah, all right, cool, sure.
Yeah.
See it when I see
Alright.
it." But
You know what's really scary? So I posted this video about my love for Carol and the crater being named, and also shout out to Victor Glover. He's the first black man to fly around the moon. He is also on this. So it's just
he's
like
the pilot.
he's the pilot. It's just like making history across the board. But what I was going to say is I actually don't remember what I was gonna say. What did I start saying? What did I start saying?
Building something on the moon, we were
Oh, oh,
talking.
oh. You know what's really concerning? So I posted this video yesterday. The amount of people that think that that it's all fake is very concerning.
This current one,
Yes.
they think
Yeah.
is okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, sure. Great. If that's how you wanna live your life, you know, not believing in anything, good for you. Just keep trugging along and don't name stars after anyone. Like, that just is, like, it's just such a sad existence to just,
It
like, not
really, and just
believe
to
in
be
anything, but then
mad.
also criticize people when they don't have faith in God, and you're like, "But you don't believe in science that we went around the moon." There's always just, like, 2 different roads that people take, and it's like,
Listen to this, Sarah. This is a joke, right? How is most of the world falling for this again? They're making it look as fake as possible to wake people up, and instead, everybody's in on it.
yeah, everybody's in on it, sure. Um, I
Hold on.
also just feel
Somebody
like that's just, like, rage bait all the time, like,
I know,
whenever I
right?
see comments like that, I'm like, "You're like, this is coming from Myanmar in, the South Pacific, one of those, like, troll stations."
I tell myself that a lot because there are
Mhm.
so many bots, and if somebody's being mean to you on the internet, like I try to tell Meg this a lot because people, because she gets fiery and she gets
She
spicy,
does.
and kudos to her, but people find those videos and then they like go after her, and I'm like, girlfriend, 98% of those people probably don't even exist,
No. That's
but I
what, like, you don't
love that she
believe we
shits on them
landed on
to oblivion, anyways.
Yeah, you don't believe we landed on the moon? I don't believe you're a real person.
Hmm.
How about that?
Yeah,
We all have our
exactly.
beliefs, Steve X3.
Jesus. Somebody said, "Please don't get yourself or your future children vaccinated. We need less of your kind."
Mm,
Good lord. Can't every That's another thing. That's another thing. Okay, to put my
oh,
tinfoil hat on real quick.
sure.
Let me just try it on for
Do
size.
it. Mhm.
There's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now that's
Yes,
bad.
seems.
Bad, bad, bad. Did you Okay, listen. I don't like to get political because it bums me the fuck out, and I just
Mhm.
want to shut. And I think it's true for our listeners too. We just want to turn this podcast on for an hour and not think about bad things that are happening in the world. But did you see Trump's tweets on Easter Sunday?
Yeah. Just like the ramblings of a madman again,
But
when he drops
also,
the F bomb and then
yes,
another bomb, literal bomb on
yes.
Iran. Yeah. Mhm.
Oh my god. I was watching CNN the other day and Anderson Cooper had to read that tag or the
Mhm.
tweet out, and he was like, "I really apologize for the language, but this has come from our president." So if I'm trying my little tinfoil hat on, isn't it crazy the timing that we're all distracted by this moon and bad things are happening? Okay?
Yeah. I mean, also, anytime someone's talking about something else that's really fun and positive, the president has a way of making it about him, turning it around, being like,
Yeah,
look at me, until it's
I know.
like Epstein. And then it's like, look at
Look at
Iran.
the moon! Look at the moon! For God's sakes, look
Look
at the
over
moon.
here. It's like, I don't know. I literally try to wake up every day. I have a good cup of coffee. I hug my fiance. I hug my son. I tell people I love them because I'm just waiting on something to just fall on our state. So I'm just I'm
I
just
was
trying to
painting.
touch grass and hold bunnies and baby goats and,
Yeah, Sarah's on a
I never
farm
know
right
how
now.
how much.
She doesn't just seek out goat stuff.
Yeah, no, not looking for
I
goats.
do. I do.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I was telling Sarah right before we started recording that painted my deck this weekend, which is like, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't paint your fucking deck. It's a pain in the ass. And I was 8:30 p.m. last night, Sarah. I was on my deck with my flashlight on my phone, being like, did I miss a spot? And I was listening to this podcast about how bad the world is right now. And I was like, why am I doing this? Why
Mm.
am I why am I doing this? Why am I painting my deck? It's probably gonna blow up soon.
Oh, I thought you meant listening to a podcast about the end of the world, like that.
No, I was I was literally, why am I painting my deck as I listen to the potential famine that is going to sweep the world because of
I
this
think
war?
painting the deck is healthier than listening to the podcast. That's why I stopped listening to podcasts because they were just, like, too depressing, even the true crime ones that I love. Also, there just haven't been a lot of good true crime ones lately because there's not a lot of new murders, which is a good
Well,
thing.
get them
Uh,
started up again. Let's go, people. We
it's a good
need more
thing.
true crime docs.
So I've just been listening to books on tape because 'cause I'm like,
I do
that's
have a
all I listen to.
recommendation for you with true crime. I actually just watched it last night. It's brand new on Netflix. It's about Mariah Wilson. Have you watched this yet?
Yep, I
Do
listened
you
to 2 podcasts about it before, so I was watching it and I go, "Oh, I remember this. I know what happened."
Yeah.
We
But
watched it
I
last night, my cousin watched it.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know this case, it was the murder that happened in the cycling world. This like really beautiful young professional cyclist that had like her whole career ahead of her was murdered, and you come to find out that it was the jealous girlfriend of this guy that she was talking to. But
Spoiler alert!
oh, shut sorry.
Gosh.
But what I did not know is that she, like, went on the run and she had, face
Mhm.
reconstruction surgery. You still look like shit, girl. She did her whole face, and then she escaped from prison. It's a good watch. It's a good
Yeah.
watch.
Nothing quite says I'm guilty, like getting plastic surgery in Costa Rica and then escaping from prison once you've been caught. I think her sister
Yeah.
should have gotten some sort of penalty too for letting her stay with her in New York and then giving her a passport.
Well, I don't think she gave her a passport. I feel like she probably stole it.
That's probably like the way. I mean, I'd give my sister
Oh,
my passport. I'd be like, "Yeah, get the fuck out. I'll protect you."
wow. I
I'd
do
give
look
you
like my
mine.
brothers. I do look like my brothers, and I have some beards.
You
Um
you and your disguises, you'd be able to escape to
Well, I'd be
wherever.
able to hop, skip, and jump right on out of here.
Uh,
Okay, so that's our sporty doc recommendation if you guys are looking for something. Let's get to the show, shall we? Coming up, I love that we always talk for a
oh my
full
god.
hour before we.
Yeah.
Coming up, we're going to talk about the tournament that just wrapped up. March Madness is over, and we are going to give away our prizes to our winners of the bracket, the Sports Bitches bracket that was organized on Discord. And again, if you guys want to hop on our Discord, just go to the Sports Bitches Instagram page and the link is in the bio. Um I really want to talk about Tiger Woods and how that's just evolved into something. What a fucking mess. We
Mhm.
were rooting for you. Um and yeah, we got a lot more to talk about, but first things first, let's talk about the tournament. What did you think about it overall, men's and women's? I did
Uh,
love I paid way more attention to the women's tournament this year, but the men's not so much.
yeah, same. I mean, I think overall kind of a boring tournament. I think the same 4 teams made the final 4 in the women's tournament as did last year. Obviously, we have a new winner, but that's not good for the sport if the same 4 teams are making it. It's also like men's and women's across the board, like it was mostly chalk. It was all the number 1 favorites coming in that won it. Also not super fun to watch. The scores weren't that close. even the Final Four scores were 10, 12 points apart. I did win $2,000.
What?
I know,
What?
I know.
Where?
So I do this thing called, squares. It's very similar to Super Bowl squares, and each square is $100. You get 2 numbers, or the numbers associated with your name. So I bought 3 squares, $300. And anytime those numbers hit, if the game I had the number 9 and 3 as one of them, then I had 4 and 7, and Cage had 6 and 9. Go figure,
Ugh,
69. So anytime those 2 numbers hit as the final score, you win. So, last night it was 69 to 53, I think. So 9-3 hit. And so, and every round, the first round, all the squares are worth $50. You win $50 for the first 32 games. Then, you know, it goes to the Sweet 16, I think. And then that round is 100. The next round is 150. Then I think the Elite Eight is no, then it's 250 for the Final Four, and then it's 2,000 for the champion.
that
And then
is
I
so
had won 1
fun.
square, and I was like, "Man, I just lost like $250." And then I'm sitting at the campfire last night because I was listening to the Braves game because we were outside by the campfire. They were playing
Sounds
base, and it doesn't
lovely.
matter. We were like roasting marshmallows and hot dogs. I'm listening to the Braves game, and I'm like, "Why is Chris calling me? We already said goodnight, it's 8:30." And then I answer, and he's like, "You won." And I go, "What?"
No
So wild. So
way.
anyway,
What are you
um,
spending that 2K on?
wedding.
How?
Yeah,
No, yeah,
exactly. I'm
I
also
listen,
going to
I get
Vegas
it.
this weekend, so I'm probably gonna gamble
Do
some
you have
of it,
shows?
all
Do you have
that.
shows in
I have
Vegas?
one show in at the Venetian with Tom Papa on Saturday night. Also, I'm in Oxnard at Levity Live. I'm headlining that Thursday and Friday. So if anyone's
Fun.
are near Oxnard or wants to come see me do a whole hour, you can come see that.
Well,
Um,
you know who's gonna be front row and center. The Schwartz family. In
oh,
Oxnard?
mhm.
Isn't that where they
You gotta
usually come
tell
and
them.
see you?
Did they come and
Okay,
see me? Oh, yeah, yeah, maybe they did come see me the last time I was there
that's
with,
fun.
there's, 20 people in the crowd, so be prepared. If you come see me, you'll be one of 25. But,
No, you're gonna I was watching what was I watching your joke on this morning? One that you had posted about Gage being a fucking
of being
idiot,
dumb? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and that you're good with him playing. "You're
We're
funny,
gonna let him.
Sarah, you're a good writer, you're very
Mhm.
funny, go and see Sarah live, it'll blow your tits
Um,
off."
what did you think about the tournament?
I mean, I definitely think that there were highlights, and I loved the UCLA gals dancing. I don't know if
Yeah,
you saw those
of
clips, that was
course.
great.
Yeah.
And just, like, to take a step back and just see how much women's sports have grown, not to get, like, but so many more people are interested in women's basketball and women's sports altogether. That is, like, really exciting to sort of be on the ground floor of, like, something coming up, and now I'm sort of and also, I mean, not that USC is doing anything interesting, but I think I told you guys this, I got into USC and for, like, a summer
Oh, yeah.
program. So, I'm a USC
Yeah.
girly,
Well, next year,
okay?
USC is gonna be incredible. I mean, I think the incredible thing about UCLA and what Corey Close did with those gals, she told them, "If you do not transfer, we will have something special." They got so close last year. This year, they made it again, and, she was right. They did not transfer, they stuck together. They've won a championship, and now they're all gonna graduate. So, UCLA is gonna be in a rebuild pattern, which is exactly
Mhm.
what college sports should be. You should have seniors that graduate, and then you have to rebuild your program based on that, and everyone I don't know if you saw today, but the University of Tennessee has no players on their team right now because they
What does
all
that even
transferred.
mean?
That means
Wow.
they don't wanna stay at Tennessee and play there because either they don't like Kim Caldwell, the coach, either they don't like the environment, they don't like the program or the environment that they're playing in. Something's off. They have one high school player that they have signed who will be a freshman next year, and that is it. And that is
What?
not a good look for the program. But USC, Juju will be back next year. They have a really great team, that they are building there, and I think when Juju returns, they also
Will
have
this be
another
Juju's last season?
Audie
How has she
Crooks
not
also
entered the portal?
she has
Audie Crooks is going to USC.
no, I don't know where she's going, but she entered the transfer portal, so she's basically a free agent, so that's gonna be really interesting to see where she lands because if she comes to USC, I mean, that's a dominant team. I mean,
I'm
everyone's gonna want her.
obsessed with her.
Yeah,
I think
she's
she's
incredible.
so incredible.
Yeah, yeah, she's
Amazing.
incredible. So,
Okay, so I'm a
I think
Trojan now. Let everybody know I'm a Trojan. Fight on. Woo.
I think the women's tournament was really interesting. I am still, really disappointed in what went down between Gino and Don Staley. I think that was it
Can
really
you tell
sucked.
me, set the scene for people that did not see this like viral video or maybe like wasn't watching the game? What was going on? What led to that? Do you know?
Well, he said what led to it was, the foul calls all against UConn
Hmm.
and nothing going against South Carolina. South Carolina's beating their butt, and UConn won the national championship last year, obviously. They're also in it all the time. Um, and basically he confronts Don Staley after the game. They get in a shouting match with each other. Don is like,
And
I'm
they're
gonna
like being
be
pulled away as
yeah,
if they
pulled
were going to
apart.
physically
Yeah,
fight.
she's screaming, I'm gonna beat his ass, right? And these are two of the most highly respected coaches in women's college basketball. Obviously, Don Staley, legend, Gino Ariama, winningest coach of all time. Um, and then, obviously everyone is jumping on Gino, unprofessional, sore loser. They're bringing up how he did this with Pat Summitt years ago when she was alive at Tennessee, that he has a history of doing this. And in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, I think Gino Ariama always he cares about his girls and his players first, right? He always talks about the women's tournament, how they're, you know, the 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 odds are always against them. They're not growing the game because they're giving these girls new balls that are too bouncy. The rims are different. They're brand new. Everything's clinging off of them. The women have, to wake up early in the morning for media day and then they are not playing again till night and he's like, how are you you guys have a question at 6 a.m. that you didn't have last night, like the way that their travel is because they play at home and then they go to a regional place as opposed to the men's team where they all play all their games in one place where they can acclimate to the time zone and they're not having to crisscross based on what team. So he's always been a huge advocate for how disproportionately the women are at a disadvantage to playing and like elevating their game because of the odds. So he's been a big proponent of how the NCAA really fails women in these tournaments. I personally believe that Gino is playing three-dimensional chess, and I think he was trying to take the heat off of AZ Fudd and Sarah Strong, who didn't have a great game. So instead of everyone talking about draft stock dropping for AZ Fudd, who should be the number one pick in the draft on Monday, everyone's talking about what an asshole Gino Ariama is.
Wow.
And I personally think that's what he's doing, and then, people will say that that's me coming at it as a white woman defending a white man, or like that this is, that he has a pattern of this. And I would just like to say to that in the sports world, politics does not always enter. The way the world is outside of sports and college sports, these I would say that people in sports are a little bit more sheltered from what is actually happening in the outside world. So just because Black women are being attacked in the outside world, or people of color are being attacked across the board in this country, that does not mean that that is exactly what is always happening in sports. I think it's a little bit more black and white in sports. Sure, you can say, historically, he doesn't respect women or something like that. I've never seen that, just based on the amount of clips that I constantly see of him advocating for women and his players.
Yeah.
And it's also, we can also just look at it like, this is a game, this is competition. I respect you outside of this competition. In here, I do not like you. We are enemies in this competition. It's like the handshake between Cal Riley and Randy Arozarena, right? It's
Yeah.
like, we're competitors. I know we're on the same team elsewhere. When, I know Gino and Don worked on the Olympic team coaching together, but here they are enemies, and that doesn't change. They're still competitors. They're still heated. Um, I do think that the way his choice in deciding, in my opinion, to take the heat off of these players was a poor one, and it was a poor way of going about it,
If that's what
if
he
that's even
did have
true,
in mind.
but I do think that this is not. I just want people to be careful about saying, like, this white man is attacking a black woman and disrespecting her. I don't think it's that black and white. I think it's black and white in the sports world, that, like, these are 2 coaches who are competing and they do not like each other. I do not think that it's because of race or gender.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think it I mean, from an outsider's point of view, I feel like it's a little bit about gender, but more so in the fact that he feels like he needs to be respected. Like, I'm reading this article right now, and Gino said that he waited, to shake her hand at the pregame for, like, multiple minutes. He said, "For 41 years, I've been coaching, 25 Final Fours, and before the game, the protocol is you meet at half court. Anybody ever see that before? 2 coaches meet at half court and shake hands, correct? Ever see it? They announce it on the loudspeaker, and I waited there for, like, 3 minutes. So it is what it is." And then Dawn said, um if I did something wrong to Gino, I had no idea. I guess he thought I didn't shake his hand at the beginning of the game. I didn't know. I went down there pregame, shook everybody on his staff's hand. I don't know what we came with. I don't know what we came with after the game, but hey, some things get heated, we move on. So I feel like it was more so like I deserve to be respected by you. So he went into the game pissed already.
Yeah.
And then, things unfolded and then he just snapped. But to like, to go, obviously they're both professional coaches, they're gonna get, fiery, but to take a step back, you are yelling at a woman in a public setting and having to be pulled away, like, that's gnarly. No?
They were yelling at each other. Like, he yelled at her, and then she yelled back at him, and I would say and listen, you could say that this is, like, disrespectful, but you could also say that, like, this is the absolute highest level of respect, that I'm not treating you different than I would treat a male
Oh, touche,
coach. Like, I'm
touche.
just like, "Fuck you. You didn't respect me. You didn't respect me and shake my hand," or whatever he thought. You tore our girl's jersey. He thought that, the South Carolina girls fouled Sarah Strong and tore her jersey. It came out later that she tore her own jersey, in frustration. So, like, I think that it's a certain level of respect that he even in the first place said, "Fuck you."
Fuck you.
That means we're at the same
The man.
level. I'm not treating you different.
Okay,
I don't
touche,
know.
point taken. Point taken, I agree with
Mhm.
that. Alright, well, it seems like
I'm gonna
they've
get absolutely roasted
No,
online for
I
what I
don't think
just
you will.
said,
I
but
think that that's a really I think that that's a good point. I think you're right. But
I don't know.
I don't know. It was good to see a little bit of drama. Oh, there must
Yeah,
be a
we
little
needed
bit of
something
fire.
because the scores
Yeah.
weren't close at all. Ugh, it was a very but really congrats to UCLA. I love Corey Close, like, I would run through a brick wall for her. We interviewed her last year. She's incredible. I just interviewed, this girl, Megan Grant, at, UCLA, maybe one of the greatest softball players that's ever graced the UCLA uniform. She's on her way to breaking the home run record, and she also plays on the basketball team. She did not get to
Whoa.
play in the tournament because softball season has started, and that's the sport that she's,
That's her number
you know,
one.
yeah, that's what her scholarship is paying her to play for, so she can't
Mm,
totally do both, but, she did fly to Arizona to celebrate with the team and watch the game, and, like, yeah,
that's awesome.
exciting. Exciting for UCLA.
Any thoughts on the men's tournament? Michigan beat the Huskies. Any thoughts on that game? That was
I think
bad.
I think the UConn Duke game, right? That was the game before the Final Four that got UConn. Remember where the kid made the three-point shot in the last second for the go-ahead? He
Yes,
stole
that
the
was
ball, that was probably the
bonkers.
best that game,
That was
um,
the Elite Eight.
and High Point winning in the original 32. Like, those were
Yeah,
probably the best 2 games of the
seriously.
tournament.
The
But
crowd reactions of that buzzer
yeah,
beater was very fun to watch.
that was wild. Just wild.
Mhm.
Like a wild turn of events. So oh, no, that was against Texas, maybe. Anyway, I didn't watch the men's game last night, so I don't really have any opinions on it, but Michigan whooped that ass.
Yeah. Okay,
Mm.
should we give away our
Oh,
prizes?
yeah.
Okay,
Let's
so
do it.
we did our brackets on the Sports Bitches Discord. Shout outs to I think Pancake Boy made them, set
Mhm.
them up. Pancake Boy
He did.
is we gotta have him on the pod or her,
I
whoever
know.
you are. Pancake, Sir
Yes.
Pancake. Okay, so let's talk about the prize. We've sort of been going back and forth. We've been talking about making merch for this podcast for like a little bit of time. We wanted to make see-through bags. We wanted to make shirts. So if there is something that you guys want, please let us know. But for the time being, I think we're gonna make some hats. I think we're gonna make
Mhm.
some trucker hats with a patch on it that says Sports Bitch of the Week?
Of the
Sports
week.
Bitch
Sports
of
bitch
the
of the
Year?
week.
Sports Bitch of the Week.
Of the week.
Um and the
Top
winners, are we gonna give it away to the top 3? I think we should.
top 3. Sure.
Yeah. Might as well.
Yeah,
I
we
gotta
can
order
give
the
it.
patches. I'm gonna order them in bulk.
You gonna do patches? You don't wanna just have them printed on? Like
I don't know. So for the little background here, I got married a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, whatever that was. And I made everybody like custom wedding hats. That it wasn't like Rachel and Zach getting married
I didn't know
July
you
20.
made those.
Yeah, dude, I designed the patch and everything.
Oh, wow. Didn't
And
even
you
know
still
that.
wear. So that's kudos to me cuz nobody ever repeats wedding merch. You don't
Now I
wear
don't even
wedding.
know where mine is, and now I'm, like, worried that I don't know where it is.
No, I don't even know where mine is.
Okay.
Anyways, so I made a custom patch, put it on a bunch of trucker hats, and I gave them to all of our wedding party, our bridesmaids and our groomsmen and stuff like that. So I'm pretty
Okay.
good. I'm pretty
Okay, so then
good.
you're gonna make this patch.
I will make the
You really
patch.
have to make it.
I promise I will. Look at
Okay.
me. I'm gonna do it. And they're gonna be cool.
Okay.
But the winners of said hats for the women's tournament, coming in at 3rd place is Erin Way. Shout out to Erin. Number 2, John Watson. Shout outs John.
Shout
And
out,
number
John.
1, Alan DePaz. So
Pass
all
the
3
pass.
of you guys for the winners of the women's tournament, you guys will be receiving hats. And then for the
Alan, John,
men's,
and Aaron. Good job, dudes.
yeah, good job. For the men's, number 3, we've got Kristen Piacenza.
Piacenza.
Piacenza. Number 2, we've got John Watson again.
Again.
John, I'm only sending you 1 hat. I'm only sending you 1 hat. You only get 1. I'm so sorry. You're not getting 2.
Mm.
And number 1, I mean, I could have predicted
Mhm.
this. It's the
I
number
couldn't have
1.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, what were you gonna say?
I thought that he would win the women's tournament. He's usually such a huge advocate for the women's tournament, so kinda
I
shocking that he
mean,
won the men's one. Maybe
shout out to Pan
poetic.
shout out to Pancake Boy.
Yeah, Pancake
Shout
Boy,
out
we're
to number
gonna
1.
name a star after you and buy you a hat. Yeah, so right
Mommy,
now
what's that star up there? Oh,
what's
let's
it
look it
called?
up. Let's see what it's called. Pancake Boy.
Love it.
Shout outs, guys.
Awesome.
Thank you for participating in this bracket. This was very fun.
Yeah, very fun. Good job, everybody. Good job organizing Pancake Boy. Very excited. Let's discuss base. Oh, no, you want to talk Tiger. So let's
I
talk
do really
Tiger
wanna briefly
first.
talk about Tiger because I know we're getting a little bit ways away from, like, the actual arrest, but there was some video that came out this week of, like I actually can't believe that all of this stuff was released. I mean, there's video of him in the cop car, like, nodding off,
Mhm.
and just, like, looking really fucked up, and when he was approaching the officers, literally flipped car in the background, he was on his phone, he's like, "Yeah, just got off the phone with the president." Like, we were rooting for
Ugh.
you.
Yeah.
Fucking loser. I really was like, Tiger's got this way of like, "Ah, but it's Tiger,"
Mhm.
Like, you just wanna root for him as bad as that is. I understand he's had his issues, but I don't know, he's special, and getting to see him play in person a couple years ago, I was like, "Whoa." And then he just keeps on fucking up. And for you to just call them we're in the middle of a war. People are
Mhm.
dying. And you are calling the president to get off of a DUI. You're a loser.
Lose. Well, do you think who do you think's on more drugs? Tiger or the president of the
Oh
United
god.
States? So maybe he was just calling his drug dealer. I'm gonna use that excuse though, like whenever I get pulled over. I'm sorry. I had to hang up with the president. What's the problem here?
Sorry, what?
I'm sorry.
You unbutton your shirt. Sorry, what?
Sorry, Mr. President.
But
He
I
called me,
I
actually. He called me. I want that to be known.
I bet you Trump answered, right? Or do you think Tiger left him a message?
There's what else is he doing? And
I
there's absolutely no way, like, clearly the president always has his phone in his hand. So he's got the time. And, he absolutely I don't think the president gets boners anymore, but he would have whenever a celebrity calls, I'm sure. Because they
Yeah.
are so desperate for a celebrity to ever like them back. You know, that's why they are flying helicopters over Kid Rock's house. Like,
Oh my
it's
god.
very fascinating. So, like, good, good, good. Sure, sure, sure.
Good, good,
Cool,
good,
cool,
good,
cool.
good. Good,
Mhm,
great. Love this, love
mhm.
this. Yeah, it's just also, I keep on forgetting that he is married no, he's dating Laura Trump,
Yeah,
right?
I guess,
Um,
yeah. He's never gotten married again, not since Elon,
no,
so
I guess not. But anyways, apparently he's going to rehab, he's going to go and get help.
I hope he
Um,
does.
she posted that photo of the 2 of them in the hammock that went viral a little while ago. It's like, "Girl, do you not have any other photos together?" And she posted saying, "Love you." It's like, "Okay, you don't have anything else? Alright."
Mhm.
Anyways, he's a loser, and I just wanted to shout that out, that
Great.
I'm off the Tiger Woods train. Ooh, but we got Masters this weekend. Yahoo! Ugh,
But yeah,
and it's supposed to be raining in LA, Sarah. Picture this.
it's gonna be raining in LA this weekend?
Yes. Picture this. We're comfy cozy. We're in our homes. We got the Masters on. Maybe you decide to take a little nap. I'm gonna make a little
Um,
pimento cheese sandwich.
oh, tell me about Zach and the Blue Jays and the
I don't wanna
Dodgers.
talk about Zach. I
Okay,
actually don't wanna talk about Zach
okay.
right now. We're in a bit of a tiff.
Mhm.
because the Dodgers played the Jays last night, first time since I'm entering the Dodgers. And we have been sucking ass so far this
Mm.
season. And they beat us what? I turned the game off. I turned the game off, Sarah. I don't even know what
It
the
was
final score
10 to
was.
1 when I
Yeah.
stopped
Well,
watching.
they kept on going. Let me tell you, they kept on going.
Uh, Listen, Rachel, it's not how you start, it's how you
No,
finish,
that's what I'm
especially in
saying.
baseball. It's a very long season, nothing to be concerned about until after the All-Star break, which is in July? June?
We're
June
laughing.
or
We're
July,
laughing.
whenever the ESPYs are. And that's I wouldn't worry about it. The Braves started super strong, and we just lost 3 in a row, and I'm like, "Ugh."
Uh,
But,
yeah, the score was 14-2.
ah, yeah,
So
14 to 2.
little tough. A little tough.
Yeah.
Anyways, baseball's back, baby. Are you feeling excited about your Braves this season?
Mhm, I'm very excited. Little sad I can't see them in Anaheim right now because 'cause we're on spring break, and we just have too much going on this week. So I'm just gonna have to see them when they come in town for the Dodgers, but, I mean, I still watch every game or listen to it, so I'm
Um, I
very much
did
enjoying them.
I did see a couple of viral things this past week. Did you see I believe it was at a Cubs game that, it was a day game, and the camera of the broadcast kept on picking up shots of people working on their laptops in the crowd. Like, clearly, these people are remote workers, and they decided to go to a baseball game and, like, bring their laptops with them. Like, you narcs. Like, let these guys enjoy the game instead of tattling on them on a live broadcast, and it's gone so viral. These poor men working on their laptops in the crowd. Did you see those videos?
No, I have not seen them, but, um, I mean, I don't even think their bosses would be mad about them getting narked
No.
out. They'd be like, "Yeah, as long as you're doing your work, I don't care where you're doing it. It's called
Actually be
remote for a reason."
impressed. Yeah, I would be impressed. I'd be like, "Wow, you brought your laptop to the game to do work? Like, here's
Yeah,
your bonus, dude.
and who
Here's
knows
your
what their work
bonus."
is, you know? Like, if they're
Yeah.
writing an AI algorithm, I hope they are narked out.
Oh, well then.
But no, no, no. If they're, they're probably in some sort of boring, like online food sales or something. They sell vitamins online, and it's like, yeah, who gives a shit where Jerry does his work?
Exactly,
We
yeah.
don't even know where Jerry lives, honestly. We just send the money to an account.
Jerry's actually a NASA scientist, and he's the one that's, like, controlling the ship. He's like, "Sorry,
Yeah.
guys, I gotta be on my computer today."
Yeah. How do we know he's not just like buying stars to name for his girlfriend on his laptop?
After Cubs players.
Yeah.
I did see the video of Ozzy is it Guillen?
Ozzie
Ozzy
Guillen?
Guillen. Yeah,
Yeah, Ozzie
his
Guillen.
jersey retirement when he was on the desk, that was really, really sweet.
Yeah. He's been around a long time. I didn't see that. So, but good for him that they
It was really nice.
retired
He was,
his
like, in a
jersey.
broadcast, and then they, like, interrupted. They're like, "Oh, sorry, we just got a piece of paper. Oh, we have to read this live." And and then his wife was there, and he's crying. Really, really sweet. Yeah. Watch that
Surprise.
video if you guys haven't seen it.
That's
Um,
sweet. And
okay, do you
then
have
we
yeah?
have a producer Daniel question. Do you want to answer
Well, I
it?
didn't even see it.
Mm. He
Shout out to me
said
reading my email.
former San Francisco 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick will publish his life story in his upcoming memoir, The Perilous Fight, set to release this September. What would be the title of your memoir? 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 How do you say that?
Memoir. Memoir.
Memoir.
Machete. Memoir.
Yeah, memoir.
I love that Daniel's like, "Look at this incredible advocate for human rights, publishing a book." What would your what would you 3 dumb bitches call your book?
I'd probably call it like never won sports bitch of the week or something. Honoraries. What would I call it?
I would call our memoir, "Who Do You Think You Are? I Am." That's what I would call it.
That's so funny. Who do you think you are? I am. That's a good
Who do you think
one.
you are? I am.
I
I
am.
love
Big
that clip so
bowler.
much. Should I get that tattooed on me?
Oh my god, you probably should.
I probably
Um,
should.
what would mine be? I invented the tomahawk chop? No, that's not. I probably don't want credit for that. I used to
Literally
always
the opposite of the Colin Kaepernick book.
I just set humanity back. But my mom and I did claim to have started it because
Wait,
Deion Sanders,
what?
everyone always says, oh, Deion Sanders brought it from Florida State. And I was like, I don't know. Me and my mom were always doing it because, this was before PC became a thing, but
Different
there was
time.
the, the Native American mascot for the Braves was called Chief Nakahoma.
Jesus Christ.
Nakahoma. And he played a drum in the outfield and he would always play that beat. And like it was the same beat that we did at our high school. My high school was the Warriors.
Christ.
Anyway, this is not great.
No,
I'll
this
definitely get
is
canceled
no,
for this
let's
conversation, but
tell us more about what you did as a child.
how yes.
Oklahoma. Was the mascot like a like a man, or was it like a caricature?
It was a caricature of a Native American. Yeah. And then
Oh
they got rid of
boy.
him, I think late 80s, early 90s. Uh,
Oh wow, that is unfortunate. I
yeah.
am looking
And I do
at
have a hat with his picture on because then they updated it to be less caricature and just more, authentic. But then people are still upset about that. And I do have a hat with a bunch of autographs on it. That is that hat. And it was my favorite. It was my Braves hat that fit the best. So I wore it all the time, way after. And I think I wore it during a podcast during COVID, and people were like, you should not
you
be.
can't wear
And
that.
I was like, okay, well,
Oh no. Oh
never
no.
thought about it.
All right, do we have a sports bitch besides Chief Nakahoma?
I want to give a shout out to um a fan, love, new friend, Daryl Chun, who he brought me 2 Oakland A's wooden bats that were giveaways at the stadium. And I used to talk about it all the time because when I was growing up, the Oakland A's would do these bat giveaways, like full-size bats in Oakland
Wow.
that they were handing
I
out to people.
That's
Some
crazy.
of them had like autographed, like Mark McGuire autographed, like seal, like, printed on them. Wasn't like actually hand signed. But then these, they say like Coca-Cola or Long's Drugs, like that's who the sponsor was. And he heard me talking about it and he goes, I have a couple of those bats. Like, I'm going to save them for you and give them to you. And we finally connected while I was up here. He lives up here. And he brought them to me and it was very
That
nice.
is
And
so
he actually
cool.
brought his wife with him, so that she would carry them because we met in a parking lot, and he was like, "I just didn't want you to feel uncomfortable about a man holding 2
Approach.
bats approaching you in a parking lot." I was like, "Thank you, Daryl. That is very kind.
Shout
I
out
did
to
think about
Daryl.
that." Um, but yes, so that was very kind. What about you?
Okay. I do have a sports bitch. I unfortunately do not know their name, but there was a baby born at
Oh,
an Oilers hockey game. In the middle of the game, this woman went into labor, and the announcers on the game was just like, "Okay, we were just informed that there is somebody giving birth on the 7th floor." But what an incredible story for
on
that
the
kid when
7th
they
floor. So
grow
she didn't
up.
do it on camera. She did it
She
behind the scenes.
unfortunately did not do it on
Mm,
camera.
mm.
Um,
I would just
was a
also love to
mistake on
hear
her part.
a hockey announcer, like, try to call that. And
And
here
there he goes down the
they
ice
do
and,
it so
he's
fast.
out! All right, guys, well, we will be back next week. with Meg and crew, and I am gonna get started on these hats, and we will post pictures once they're done. So maybe we can set up a little, if you buy a hat, you get a star. You get a star named after you.
Yeah, love that.
Uh, all right.
All right.
See you later,
Bye,
bitches.
bitches.